Pro Bs once again. Remember, subscribe. I'm delighted to be joined by Anthony Breland, the son of decorated amateur and former world champion Mark Breland. How you doing, Anthony?
I'm good. How you doing, bro? I'm good.
I'm doing good, man. You out in Brooklyn, man? Mano.
Yeah.
Mano.
Mano.
That's who I'll be listening to, man, for years. Mano.
Yo. Yeah. He was big. He was big back. He was big back in 2009. He was big back then. He was a big rapper. You know what I mean? But yeah. Who else you looking?
Oh, from Brooklyn. Obviously Biggie Smalls, right? It's obviously the guy from Brooklyn. I mean,
that's the guy.
Only the other night I was watching Notorious again.
Mm-hmm.
So that brought all back. Sky's the limit, all that, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Look, talk to me, man. Obviously, look, it's the anniversary, just after the anniversary of that massive fight between Fury and Wilder, where Fury put on a hell of a performance. But obviously, look, a load of things ensued right after, involving your dad, etc., etc. Were you there that night in Vegas?
I wasn't there. I was at the first fight.
Okay, right, okay. And obviously it was a draw, but obviously a lot of people saying Fury won that anyway. What was your honest opinion at that time with the first fight?
The first fight, I thought he lost. I'll be honest with you. I thought Deontay lost. I remember being there. You know, like that UK crowd, you guys, man.
Sweet Caroline. That's what we sing.
You really support y'all fighters, man. I remember just being there, just watching it. I was just like, yo, like, he's not winning any rounds right now. Like, he's just losing the whole fight. Dude's just throwing the same combinations, missing. And it's like, don't get me wrong, I think Fury, amazing fighter. But I'm like, Deontay, he's making it way too easy for him. You're telegraphing all your punches. He sees it coming. So it's really not, he's not doing nothing special. You just, to be honest.
A lot of people back then were giving Deontay Wilder credit because obviously, look, he pulled out those two knockdowns out of the bag.
Still, you don't win a fight with two knockdowns. I know it was a draw, but still, I don't think that was enough for a draw because you lost 10 rounds, bro. And then you can arguably say the rounds that he knocked him down in, Tyson Fury came back and beat him in that round. Remember the last round he knocked him down, Tyson Fury got back up. And you could say he won that round. You could. I don't know, man. Deontay is just, you notice he's blamed everyone but himself. He hasn't put the blame on him yet. So I'm just waiting for him to blame himself, take accountability.
Tunde and Spencer's show.
Yeah.
The Fight Is Right, and obviously expressed his emotions at the time, but cleared it up 48 hours later about what he said. I mean, why was there?
I guess people took some of his comments the wrong way. Like, I guess he tried to clear up what he said about Anthony Joshua. Because I remember talking to him about it. I was like, because I like Anthony Joshua. I like him a lot.
Good guy, that's my guy.
Yeah. So I was just telling, I was like, Dad, like, you should explain to them, what you mean, because it kind of just sounds crazy that you think. Cause the way people interpreted that, he's gonna beat him at 57. I'm like, obviously not. Just explain what you mean, because you see how people took it out of proportion. You know how some people got upset.
Like, old man was gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's not what he meant.
Right,
And my dad, I guess he got a lot of negative comments back, so he just decided, hey, you know what? Let me just respond, like, clear up some things. But to be honest, I don't really think that was him. I don't think he wrote that out, though. To be honest with you, he didn't write that out. That, like, obviously, because my dad, he doesn't really use social media like that. So No one, even Spencer said it himself. He said he didn't write it. It's kind of obvious. I'm be honest with you. But you know, my dad was definitely talking about how he just wanted to clarify some things. You know, he had somebody write it for him, but obviously, but that's still him. That's still his words. You know what I mean? That's still his words. He wanted to clarify everything he said, because I'm not gonna lie. When I was looking at the interview, I was like, damn, I feel like this could have been better. Because remember, he even said, you know, the LDBC people, they took it, you know, they took and ran what he said when he was like, oh, I never touched the water. I said, Dad, you shouldn't have said that. You obviously did touch the water. I know what you meant by that. When you were like, he meant to say I was the only one with the water. Because JD he had the water as well. So that's what he meant to say. I'm like, I was even hearing Sporting Icons.
Yeah.
Talk about it. He was like, I had no idea why he said he didn't touch the water. Me either. I have no clue. But listen, man, people gonna take that as, oh, you see, I knew he was lying. Nah, he wasn't lying. He ain't spiked nobody's water. He just made an honest mistake. I'll be honest with you. He made an honest mistake. So
I think it was a 78 Sports when he said, his reply was at the end was like, you know, he said your dad was a B word and should die broke. That's your father. I mean, how do you kind of feel about those kind of statements? I mean, what was your initial reaction to that?
When I saw that video, I was just like, it was actually kind of funny to me, because I'm like, yo, this guy, it just shows how emotional he is. See, my dad didn't really care to respond. Remember, it took him a whole year. That's how you know Deontay's emotional. He responded the day after. He said it, got all upset and all of that. It was just kind of funny to me, like how, I don't know, man. Isn't he trying to get money right now for this Fury stuff? So what is he talking about?
Arbitration. Yeah.
Yeah, arbitration. Yeah. So what is he talking about? This guy, man, he's so full of contradictions. It's kind of funny, but oh well. I know he's punching himself, thinking about, damn, I should have took that $100 million from Joshua.
And potentially because of that fallout, we're going to see the biggest fight about to go down later in the summer of this year, Fury and Joshua.
Honestly, I think this is probably a even bigger fight than Deontay and Joshua. I'll be honest with you. I've always talked about this fight, but I think Josh is going to win by KO.
Oh wow, he's going to KO.
I said this before. I think he's going to knock him out.
A lot's been made of, I think, in the past few weeks of Tyson Fury's physical condition. I don't know if you saw the pictures at all.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, what was your reaction to that at the time?
Fury, but we never known Fury to be really. He never really had a nice body, so I don't know why people are really making a big deal about it. I know. I remember I seen some Deontay Wilder fans, like, channels that talk about he's nervous. He's nervous about fighting Deontay. That's why he's getting big. What? Makes no sense. Fury's never really been. He's in shape always. He's always in shape, but he doesn't look like it. He never looks like it. Never. He's always been a fat guy, basically. So yeah. I don't really think much of it.
Would you obviously look over here as well? We've got Dillian Whyte, and I think Deontay Wilder said that, look, you know, he wouldn't mind that fight with Dillian Whyte, which the build-up would be crazy because the animosity these two have would make some fight.
Yeah. My thing is, though, it's like, why do you want to fight these guys now when they've been wanting to fight you for years now? I guess, well, obviously, you know what it is? He has no more leverage now, so he got to do it now. I think Dillian Whyte is a top guy. He's a real good guy. I don't think he gets enough respect. So That'd probably be the best guy on Deontay's resume if they fight. Except if he beats him, because you could say Tyson Fury is the best person on his resume, but he didn't win. So, but Dillian White, yeah, I think that'd be a really good test for him. He got a big left hook. You know, he has some decent skill. You know what I mean? He could beat Deontay. He could. It's possible. But I don't know. I think that's a toss-up fight, in my opinion.
Yeah. So for you, like, obviously the heavyweight elite is just, you know, Joshua and Fury, and below that, the other guys got to slug it out.
You got some guys. You got some good guys like Joseph Parker. I think he's good. You got some other guy. You know, like Oscar. I think the dude that just knocked Dillian White. He fought Oscar Rivas. Like, he's a good heavyweight. Povetkin. Even though he's older now, he's still decent. You know, Pulev, guy Joshua just knocked out. But yeah, you know, I don't know. It was decent. They got some decent guys in the division.
Yeah, 100%. I think heavyweight boxing is in a good place. You know, there's some good matchups overall. You know, what's kind of happened to the US heavyweights?
Trash, man. I don't know. They're all trash. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, we haven't. Besides Deontay,
Trevor Bryan on the regular.
Yeah, but see, WBA, they have way too many belts over there, so I don't know that. If you're not the world champion, then see, like Joshua, he has the world WBA belt. If you don't have that, you're not a champion, to be honest. In my opinion, but yeah, man, there's really no good. There hasn't been a good American heavyweight in a long time, except like we had Deontay, but before Deontay, how many years has it been?
Yeah.
It's like. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with U.S. American heavyweights. They all suck.
But Deontay Wilder, he's only had the one defeat, and you know, a lot of people say that he's finished. I think surely we should kind of judge him, you know, in his next couple of fights.
Yeah, I don't think he's finished. My thing was you just got to stop making excuses. And bro, like I feel like he does need to get in there and fight. It's been a year now. You know what I mean? You keep complaining about cheating is spiky water, man. Get back in the ring. Fight some guys, you know what I mean? So you can get back up to the top. Just making yourself just look bad. Making all these excuses. He said this is what he said, but he said he wanted to fight Andy Ruiz. He wanted to fight Joshua. And then he want to fight Fury, right? Am I mistaken? Or he want to fight those three guys again? Or he want to fight...
Yeah. And he said he wants to fight Dillian White as well.
Yeah. So let's see if he actually does it. No more. I don't want to see him fighting tomato cans anymore. It's kind of like who has he fought except Luis Ortiz? That I'm talking about a guy that he beat that was the top guy, except Ortiz.
Stiverne, the first time when he was champion.
Stiverne, man, he was decent, I guess, but yeah, what were you saying?
No, he's got a hell of a knockout rule, though. I mean, look, okay.
Yeah, no, he can punch. He can punch, of course. It's just I'm being honest. I've always said this about him. Even when my dad was training him, I never really thought he was fighting guys. And I know the sport really well. Like, I watch boxing all the time. I'm not biased. You know what I mean? I'm not biased at all. I never really thought he fought anybody, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, like guys like Gerald Washington, Arthur Stilka, Brazil. But how is Brazil's mandatory? I don't understand that. Who else? You got guys like Kelvin Price. That's garbage, man. But the thing is, it's like you had I don't know why he didn't unify. You know what's so impressive about Joshua though? He unified in like 21 fights, right?
Yeah. Won his first world title at 16 fights. Yep.
I think Deontay had a chance to unify with Vladimir Klitschko, and his manager Shalufenko said he's a baby. How you a baby at 32 fights? So like 30, 31 knockouts. That makes no sense. So I don't know. I know you're trying to be neutral, but
that's crazy, man. Hey, man, Anthony, it's been a pleasure, man, catching up, man. Hopefully, we'll do it real soon, man. When the pandemic's over, fly over to the UK, man, for some UK hospitality.
I've always wanted to go to the UK. Always.
All right, 100, man. We'll take you to the hood out here, man. All right, man. Anthony, brilliant, man. Thanks for your time, man. Pep Talk. Thank you. Cheers. Subscribe.